So we're looking for the head, clinical director. Looking for a clinical director. And we had like many interviews. There's this one woman, her name is Ninette Sanchez. She's Puerto Rican. Okay? Sanchez. Spanish. Her love and she's 20 years experience, and her love for people is amazing. And I was just like, this is the right one. But I always wanted a Jewish clinical director. But it doesn't matter. If you're a good clinical director, I have Tova in my bias, and I have now my Navy girl who's from, and I have directors. Okay, so there's Shabbos and Fruit. Okay, so the clinical director of many of the places that we have, like, OL doesn't only have Jewish therapists. Like, okay, fine. So my first interview, and she listens to my share now, so she'll hear this. My first interview, she said, I have to tell you something. Fridays, I can't be here past like 2 o'clock because I have to be home before sundown to the Sabbath. I'm like, really? It's not really going to be a problem here. She says, I'm a Seventh-day Adventist. Seventh-day is Christian, and they keep Shabbos. They keep Torah Shabbat. She doesn't eat pork. Anything it says in the Old Testament, they keep. I was like, what? Like what? Not a Giyairis. No, they're Christian. Called Seventh-day Adventists. It's a certain sect of Christianity, and they keep the New Testament. So there's no pork. And Shabbos, she said it's very hard for her to get many jobs because she has to be home. I don't think they even drive, right? She has to be home on the Sabbath. So I'm like, okay, maybe she's not Jewish. She's not Jewish, but she's keeping Shabbos, So fine. I hired her. Superstar. Very impressed about everything about her. Yesterday, I was in the ranch today because we're opening in a week, and I was in the ranch yesterday. Yesterday, I'm sitting at a meeting, and she says, Rabbi, I started listening to your classes. My husband started listening to your classes. We wanted to know a little bit more about you. She says, I'm Jewish. I'm like, yeah, okay. Her name is Sanchez. I'm like, what do you mean you're Jewish? She said, when you gave me the job, I called my mother. And I told her I got a place in a Jewish place. And I'm very excited about it. I want to learn about the religion, whatever it is. She says, that's interesting. You're Jewish? What are you talking about? What do you mean I'm Jewish? She said, well, your grandmother was a Hungarian Jew, last name Kaufman. And because of what was going on in Europe, she wanted to hide that she was a Jew. So she married an Italian, a Christian Italian. She didn't know this. Sanchez never knew this. And her mother, who's also a Jew, grandmother, now her mother, Jewish woman, married a man from Puerto Rico named Sanchez. Because they don't know anything about Yiddishkeit, whatever it is. She said, so my mother and my grandmother and my great-grandmother, they're all Jewish. Their name was Kaufman. And they changed it. Now my name is Sanchez. I said, oh my gosh, I was going to ask you to turn on the lights and everything on Shabbos, which you wouldn't do because you're Seventh-day Adventist. I said, like, wow, I didn't know that. She says, I'm 100% Jewish. I was like, God, I don't know. Crazy. What's the percentage? I hired a Sanchez. What's the percentage that her grandmother was Kaufman, all maternal? That her great-grandmother was Kaufman from Hungary. She's a Hungarian Jew. Yad Hashem. The ranch is the place to be. Yad Hashem. Not normal.